Hello and welcome to the ALLO Communications Supervisor Dashboard and Agent Portal training video. This video pertains specifically to customers who have purchased a call center add-on, or classically known as a premium ACD. That would be a call group or a hunts group that has real high-end call center features and reports that one can pull. So as the supervisor within this, right, you can listen to live calls, you can see live metrics, you can pull historical data. You can make back-end settings of how your agents are going to wrap up their calls, what settings, what statuses they can put themselves into throughout the day, what have you, right? This is going to be useful for you as an admin to look at your queue health. Do you have too much staffing, too little staffing? Do you have some agents that are putting themselves into nefarious statuses for too long, right? This is going to be able to see everything that everyone is doing at any given time. Not only that, as an agent, each individual agent is also going to have their own portal where they can go in and set, as I mentioned, they can set their statuses. They can log in and out of individual queues if they're in more than one queue. They can also see a limited scope of live metrics from each queue, right? They can see how many calls are sitting and waiting in a queue to be answered. They can see caller information as it comes in. So very powerful for each agent individually as well. But let's start with the admin side of things. So as an admin, we will make sure we sign you up as an admin. We have to make sure we do that on our side here. And this is the URL or website that you are going to go to, web.allovoice.net/BG. And BG stands for business group. That's nomenclature on our side. And for you, that just means that you are getting into the business group admin page. If you were to go without the BG, right, as so, you would just be getting into your COM portal directly. You would not have access to the admin page. So you want to make sure that if you are logging in as the admin to put that /BG there, or you'll accidentally just get into your COM portal directly without any supervisor option. Now, the phone number you're going to put in here is going to be your direct 10-digit phone number, right? If you have a desk phone in front of you, or if you're going to be using the MaxUC app, you're going to want to put your direct phone number in here. And that comes into play later when we're going to tap in and listen to our agents' calls live. We'll also supply you with your password if we have not already, and off to the races. There's a separate video on Admin COM Portal here, all of the options that you can see and do in your business group. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to come to the top left here, Supervisor Dashboard. You also have the same option right here in the top middle with the orange bubble. Either one of them will take you to a new page, as this indicates. Go ahead and click on that and get that a little bigger if you like. And here we are. So I haven't done any test calls here today just yet. So let's go back a day. Actually, let's go back a week. We can see a little bit more. All right. As you can see, of course, as I'm doing right here, you can change your parameters of what you're seeing on the main summary page. So I haven't taken any mess with my test phones here yet in the last hour, vaguely in the last 8 hours. But I did mess with them yesterday, so we're going to put that up to 1 day. Maybe even actually, why don't we just do that a week? There we are. So you can change the scope of what you're seeing on the main summary page. All right, let me highlight this for you. On any of these metrics boxes that you see here, if it looks like a little heartbeat, that is to indicate that that is a live. It's supposed to highlight here that that is a live metric, live data. Right? It looks like a little heartbeat, right? Usually when I float my mouse over it, it tells me that that's live data. And if you see the kind of sideways M or, little like that, that is accumulative data that comes in over time. So as we can see here on the main summary page, we have predicted waiting time, right? AI algorithm is going to try to match up from historically from all the calls that your queues have taken, how long each inbound caller should be expected to wait before an agent answers their call, right? How many calls are sitting in your queues right now? How many of your agents do you have logged in? And then down here we can see a little bit more of a high end, right? How many calls have we answered are in green. Looks pretty good. Abandoned and rejected. Abandoned just means that they called in, your agents were on phone calls or they didn't answer, and the call went to your call forwarding treatment. Rejected means that the caller was waiting in queue or waiting in line and they got impatient and hung up. So abandoned is they timed out and followed your call treatment, whatever that may be. And rejected simply means that the caller hung up. So real high end here. You'll be able to see more here on the queues page. So let's go down to the queues page. Once again, if you have more than one queue, you can see all of your metrics for all queues at once or for just one queue. Also, just a little hot pocket right here. You can see in each one of these queues if there are any calls waiting right now, how many calls, and how long the longest caller has been waiting, right? So a little bit more of the same, but we're also expanded now. Predicted waiting time, we just saw that. Callers waiting and logged in members. But now we can see a little bit more. And as I mentioned, the image here changes to show you that this is historical data. How many calls have we received in the last week? Answered, abandoned. I swear I was messing with this yesterday. That should be different. Oh, this is emergency line. Excuse me. Ah, there we are. Very good. So yesterday we took 24 calls. Only 17 of them were answered. 5 of them were abandoned, right? Meaning that they went through the entire call treatment and got call forwarded by our system's call flow. And 2 callers hung up. They got impatient. Maybe we don't have enough staffing, or maybe they called in at a hot hour when most agents are at lunch, something like that, right? Abandon time, how long generally would it be before the call treatment kicks in? Call duration. Some of these kind of explain themselves. How long are each of our callers on the phone? Well, 1:40. That's not bad. Our agents are, they're wheeling and dealing. They're getting our callers where they need to go, getting the answers that they're looking for. We haven't talked about this yet, but wrap up time. You can, as the admin, set settings on the back end for when your agent hangs up the phone call. Do they immediately get tossed right back into the queue to start answering calls again? Or we can siphon them off for 45 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute and a half, where they will not take another call until their wrap-up time has expired. That gives them time to take any notes, write down any claims, maybe chat to a coworker for a second. Hey, I just spoke to one of your customers from last week, so on and so forth, right? Pilot calls received, it just means how many calls came through the phone numbers that activated the queue. In this case, it should be all of them because they're all going to come through a pilot number that activates one of those queues. Alerting time is a ringing time. So if now at this point you could be able to see, are we just letting our phones ring off the hook before we decide to go sloth over and answer our phones? 43 seconds, nah, that's not very ideal, right? We need people, as soon as they hear that phone ringing, you need to grab that thing, man. So yeah, maybe a little something for our agents to work on here at Fast Service Auto Repair. Down here, once again, we're still on the queues page. We're going to be able to see a little bit more data about our agents. What statuses they have been in. It's kind of graphical here. Available. It's kind of hard to see, but if you hover over, it kind of gives you a little bit more information. Somebody was in meeting for 187 minutes yesterday. What about right now? Everybody's in available, ready to go. All right, disposition codes we didn't talk about. Well, we will get to that in just a few minutes. This pertains to wrap-up time. When your agents are in that wrap-up state, when a call has completed, you can also give parameters for the agent to flag that phone call as to what type of phone call it was, in which, of course, you can pull reports on it, as you're seeing now, for later. And you could make those settings yourself. We'll show you how to do that here in just a few minutes. So we had some wrong numbers, vendor calls, disputes, and the majority of them were insurance-related phone calls. And as I mentioned, when we get to the agent aspect of this video, we'll show you how each agent is going to perform that wrap-up and disposition code process. And here in just a minute, as an admin, we'll show you how you can add these various disposition codes to your likings. A little more right here, calls queued. how many calls were actually, we'll talk about this in a second, right? Calls queued, right? So let's say you have two, right now I have two phones sitting on my desk, represents two agents. Let's say they're both on a phone call. Now the third caller is going to call in. Well, both of my agents are already on active phone calls. So if I have call queuing enabled, right, we want to set up a queue to hold any additional callers while they wait for an available agent. So that's all this is saying. At any given point yesterday when I was testing these calls, 6 callers had to get put into a queue because my only available agents were already on phone calls. So this is be able to tell us, are we very heavily relying on our queue? Do we need to add a few extra agents for staffing purposes or what have you? So yeah, queued calls timed out, exactly what I was referring to. How many people sat in that queue long enough to hit your queue timer, which we would work with you on, minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, before they timed out and got into their call forwarding treatment. Exit from queue. Not a lot of customers use this, but like I mentioned, if you have callers that are sitting in a queue waiting for an available agent to become available, there is an option for callers to press 0 and exit out of the queue, and they would be forwarded to a voicemail box, maybe a different hunt group that has more agents, a call center service, a third party. It looks like nobody used that feature yesterday, so that's great. And the last two here are exactly what it sounds like. So time before exit from the queue, hunt attempts timed out. All right, this is hunt attempts timed out is going to mean they just didn't answer their phone, right? In the sense of the calls queued, both of my reps are already on active phone calls. They can't answer another call. But timed out means both of my agents are not on a phone call at the moment. Maybe they're both over pouring some fresh coffee, and another call comes in, and they did not get a chance to run back and answer their phone. That would be call is actively ringing my agent's phones, and neither one of them answered. In that case, it's going to time out of the hunt group and get, once again, forwarded to whatever call treatment we have for you. So there's a lot of information here on the queues page. Once again, you can select which queue you want to see all of those metrics for individually, or you can do them all at once if you're trying to look at department health or something like that, right? And one last thing here up on the queues page, there's this beautiful orange button that just popped up a few weeks ago. Download all queues. Now, everything we're looking at right here is graphical website based, right? How do I grab this data and use it? Well, that's how. Download all queues is going to spit this out to an Excel document in which from there, you can do a little Excel magic, right? A little filter action. And now we have this big, shiny, beautiful Excel document that has everything that we just looked at in that supervisor dashboard in graphical form. Now, on the left-hand side, these are all of the phone calls. It's got timestamps here. Now, the columns on the top are exactly what we were just looking at. Predicted waiting time, calls waiting, logged in members, calls queued, calls timed out, right? You can look at all your graphical data, filter it out as you need. Oh, that just spit them all the calls out right now. But this is just me with a set of 2 phones. Here goes some calls right here. A set of 2 phones testing. But for you, you're going to have 6, 8, 20 agents. This is going to fill up pretty well. But this would be a way for you to grab this a little more granularly. Excuse me. Do a little Excel filtering, and now you can really see how many calls we've been abandoning, which calls were they, around what time, predictive waiting time, right? So you can really get low end on the Excel data there. And once again, that is by on the queues and summary page, both the same. You click the orange download all queues button, and that will spit out that Excel CSV file that you can manipulate how you like. Very good. Let's go to the agents page. It's going to change a little bit here for us. Once again, you have all this data in front of us, whether it's live or cumulative. But unlike the queues page where we can see all or individual queues, the agents page is only going to hone in on one agent at a time. Now on the left-hand side, you can see which agent you have there by the name, or if you hover over, it will show you the phone number if they know their phone number. Next to that, we have little bubbles here. Green means they're available. They're not on an active call. They're not in Do Not Disturb. Theoretically, these two reps are sitting by their phones working, ready to take incoming calls. That will change here in a second. We'll test that for us. The other thing we were talking about is cumulative data here, calls answered. So admin 5 answered 7 calls when I was testing yesterday. Did not miss any calls. That's great. What about the other agent? Oof, they took 15 calls, and apparently they have a little bit more work on them, so they did miss 2 calls. All right. Maybe we need to do something about that. Looking good here. Time logged in. Well, they've been logged in since yesterday. Well, working a late shift. And down here, we can see the disposition codes and the status pertaining to just this agent. So this agent's been taking a fairly healthy amount of each type of call via the disposition codes. They've mostly been unavailable. What about the admin here? What about their metrics? They've only taken 1 dispute call and 1 insurance call. And it looks like they were in other statuses for a while as well yesterday. Not as much information as the queues page, but still very valuable information for each individual agent. 2 things here. One, on the agents page, we also have that beautiful orange download all. Now this one says agents. So we're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to open up a CSV file in Excel. And now we're going to see more historical data. Go to filter. And depending on, there we go. So now we're looking at each individual agent. And this is telling us up here, 0277 is the main line. 079797 is the main line. You got a little mixed up there. And same idea here. Agents available. There we are. It goes by hour, looks like. Yeah, it goes by hour. So once again, a little more granular data via kind of an Excel-based platform that you can really crunch in using pivot tables, Excel filtering, formulas, anything like that to your liking. One of the main aspects of the agents page that customers really love, like I had mentioned, is being able to listen to your caller live. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take a phone call. I have my test phones here next to me, so let's make a phone call to the main line. This phone over here is ringing. Aha. As we can see, their logo has since changed, of course, showing us that they are in an active call. So you as an admin come through here, see all 15, 20, 60 of your agents. It's live. You saw that update in what, 2 seconds maybe? As soon as I answered that phone call, it populated here in the admin page that they are on a call. And now also we have buttons up here, monitor, whisper, and barge. Those only appear when your agent is in an active call. Unlike test line 12, the buttons do not appear because they are not in an active call. Admin line 5 is in an active call, and there are buttons. The 3 different buttons are for 3 different purposes. Monitor means nobody can hear you. You can silently listen in, and your agent nor the customer they're speaking to can hear you. Whisper means that only your agent can hear you. Maybe you're coaching your rep along while they're speaking to a customer, but the customer can't hear you. And of course, barge in, all parties can hear you, your rep and the customer. So take that as whatever you're going to need to use at that given moment. Monitor is no one, whisper is only your agent, and barge in is all call parties will be able to hear you. How does this work? That is what I meant by when you log into the admin page, log in with your direct phone number, because as soon as you press one of these buttons, your phone will begin to ring like you're receiving an inbound call. Answer it, and then you will be in on that call. Now, I did this backwards. I am the admin, and that's the phone that answers. So if I press monitor right now, it's just going to ring my phone twice. That didn't work. But we'll hang up here. We'll call into the other phone, and we'll do that. So now, the other phone, the other phone should be ringing now. Test line 12 has answered. Oh, here you go. In a second, I'll show you that as well. See, admin line 5 is in wrap up. So you know what? They're not even be able to take another call at the moment because they are in a protected status. They're in a wrap up status at the moment. But let's try the monitor page. See if it works. It does work. So I press the monitor page, and now my admin phone to my right is ringing. It looks like I'm receiving an incoming phone call. I'm going to answer it. And now I can listen in on the phone call that test line 12 is on. I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up the original call. You should see that this one is now also in a wrap up because test line 12 is the call that the phone that just took the last call. So they just hung up. They are now in wrap up. Right? Admin line 5 is now available again. I think the wrap up time was set at only 45 seconds, so not very long. So once again, you see your agents here on the agents page. You can select one individually and see all of their live and cumulative metrics and data. And as we just showed, if they are in an active phone call, it will show you here. It show you any status that they're in, honestly, from this admin page. And if they're in a live call and you want to partake, you click either the monitor, whisper, or barge button pertaining to the action that you need to take. Agent page, love it. It's wonderful. Okay, admin, let's get down to the settings page, right? Let's get to some good stuff here. All right, these are our statuses that your agents, well, we haven't gotten to the agent portal page yet. These are the statuses that your agents can put themselves in at any given time. The dark gray statuses are unclickable. These are system generated statuses that are going to happen at any given moment, depending on what the agent is actively doing, right? If they're in available status, wrap up, in a call, if they put their physical phone or line in do not disturb, right? Logged out, line not ready, this is all system generated. We can't change these. We can't click these. Below is where you can manually add in your own. So for fun, I've added coffee, dispute, meeting, coaching, break, and food truck. We'll add food truck in here for Friday afternoons, like right now. And if they needed to, they can, and approved by their supervisor, which is me, they can go and put themselves in the food truck status, so they will not be taking any active calls, right? This status that an agent can go put themselves in will affect if they can take a call or not. Available is the only one, obviously, where they would be able to take an active phone call. Any of these other ones, they are not going to be able to. And we'll show you that here in a minute when we get to the agent portal page. If you put yourself in any other kind of status, it literally pops up on your screen, not in an active call status, not available to take calls, something like that, right? So you can come in here and add more statuses if you and your admin team so choose. That's wonderful. Still on the settings page, let's get down a little lower here. If you have more than one queue, you're going to have all of these same options for each individual queue. Right now, I have nothing extra on the emergency hunt group. There's no wrap up. There's no queue status enabled for callers. We don't need any of that for emergency call. This is just for, as you can see, emergency purposes. I didn't want to add any metrics or reporting or anything extra for that. As soon as my agent who takes a call on the emergency line, as soon as they hang up their phone, they can immediately take another call. So I didn't want to add anything onto that for that purposes. But my main ACD, absolutely. Let's add a little bit here. So we did enable wrap up, as you already saw. Maximum wrap up state, meaning it will kick them out after 45 seconds. After 45 seconds, they will get booted out of that wrap up state and back into available. You can change that, of course, to 60, 120, 180. We'll put it back to 45 here for us. Queue status announcement is exactly what it sounds like. For the caller that calls in and is sitting in the queue waiting for an available agent to answer their call, this will announce to them, are they position 1? Are they position 2? Are they position 20? Oh, Lord, that's long. Initial delay, how long is the caller going to wait before they hear that? Probably want to put that at 0, right? And interval between, how long between every time that announces that? I'm sure you've been in a call queue before and thought the same thing. You're sitting there, let's say, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 120 seconds before it announces itself again. Very flexible here for you. And as I just showed you, you can set all of these wrap up and queue status announcements for each queue individually. Very flexible depending on which queue that you're working with at any given time. And lastly, on the settings page are, as mentioned, the disposition codes. These are just going to be for reporting purposes. What kind of phone call have my agents been taking? And once again, when we get to the agents page, we'll show you how to actually perform that. Let's add another one in here for internal call. Internal transfer. Somebody transferred to this queue from another team or something like that, right? We want to take metrics and report polling for that because they shouldn't be doing that, right? Something like that. I don't know. It's all business need. It's all business use case up to you. You can add more in here. When you do pop in here, it gives you a little note here that, see the numbers on the left-hand side? That is for the system metrics and report polling purposes. And if you were to take these out of order, as it says here, it will mess up the metrics and report polling. So just know that when you want to go add a new disposition code, it's obviously trying to yell at you to not do so. If you're going to changing position, right? If I were to take wrong number and put that as 4, or take out dispute and put that as 2, I'm gonna really cross up the shoelaces of the disposition code system settings. So let's not do that, right? And let's go to reports. We're going to try to clean up here on reports, and then we'll go check out the agent portal page. We have it enabled for you to schedule a report if you so choose, or you can do reports one-off if you're just needing to go look into something you're investigating. You can do that as well. So let's click add a new report. We have 18 different historical graphical reports that can be emailed out, and as mentioned, scheduled daily, weekly, yearly. I believe these spit out maybe around midnight, if I remember correctly, at the end of the business day. So let's look at calls by queue. And if you do calls by queue, then you can select which queue you want to get this information from. I've only been testing since yesterday, so you can title this when you do schedule this for yourself, and to know which report is coming into your email, if you may send your email address there. But for right now, let's run this as a one-off. I will say, when you select any one of these report types, down here in the bullet points, it's going to try to give you a little high-end information of what report you're about to see. You can definitely read through that, and of course, when you hit update report, it's going to show it to you anyways. Calls by queue, you get a little graphical data here, and you also get it in graphical format, list format as well. So on the 13th, we took 23 calls. We answered 16 of them, almost 70% success rate. Abandoned 5, and 2 callers hung up on their own. So I would say, depending on your metric reporting, is that 69.9, just barely touches 70%? Would you call that a healthy queue status? Are you looking for 78%, 82%? Right? You can pull that for yourself and make those decisions, if you may. What else do we have here? We have, let's do agent summary, all agents, and let's update report. So for my one test line 12 rep, average call duration 30 seconds. So they're very snappy, but they have to be because they seem to be taking a lot more calls. 22 calls offered, 18 calls. That's an 81% success rate. I'd say that's pretty good. So No wonder that they have a lower call duration average. They have to be getting these customers out of here as quick as they can. Admin is an admin, right? They probably jump in when they can or when they need to. So their call duration is going to be a little longer. They obviously didn't take as many calls. Only 7 offered, 6 taken, so 85% success rate. But I would expect that as an admin. You're probably in each of the queues, but you don't necessarily log in and start taking calls unless absolutely necessary. We're not going to go through all 18 of them, but as you can see, there's 18 different types of reports. By all means, come in here and have at it. There's so much data that you can pull from all these. And as I mentioned, you can schedule these as well. Put your email address in there, title which you would like, and when you hit update report and save, it will immediately start sending these out to your email daily, weekly, however you so choose. Wonderful. All right, admin, let's get to the agent portal page, if you may. Okay, so we need to close this. I need to log out of my admin because I don't think I can be in two at the same time. So as our aforementioned, we're going to go to the web.allovoice.net without the BG, right? This is what your individual agents are going to use to log in with. So individual agents, not admin, will use simply web.allovoice.net for web.allovoice.net. No /BG. Just like the admin, they're going to put in their direct phone number of the phone that they sit in front of, and of course their password. It will first bring them into their COM portal page here where they can do call forwarding, simmering. They can set up screening if they don't want to take calls from their Uncle Jim. More importantly, what we're looking for down here is agent dashboard. You will advise your reps when they log in, unless they need any call forwarding or unless they need to look at their voicemails, they're probably going to want to come in and go directly down to agent dashboard. Here we are. This is going to be your daily driver for your agents. This is how they control, how they take calls, how they set their statuses, and so on and so forth. So right now we are looking at the agent page, agent portal page for test line 12. Let's open that up a little bit more. As you can see, we are in a current available status. If you click on that, you can see all of the other available statuses that you as the agent can put yourself into. As I mentioned, right now it just says that there's no incoming calls. If I were to put myself into meeting, it is now telling me I am in an unavailable state. I will not take any calls. Put myself back in available, and here we are, ready to go again. And what do we see down here in the bottom middle? I am in more than one queue. Wonderful. We can see individual live metrics about each individual queue. We can even log in and log out of each individual queue. As you currently see, I am logged in to the main ACD, but I am not logged in to the emergency one. If I needed to log in to the emergency line, I simply click on the little door. That's it, I'm logged in. If I wanted to log out, I click on the door again, and I'm logged back out. What else do we see here? For each individual queue, some live stats, predicted waiting time, callers waiting, and logged in members. This gives me a live look as an agent of what I can be expecting from my queues. Right now, there's no callers waiting. There's no waiting time. There's 2 logged in members to the main hunt group, ACD. We're looking good. Everybody's sitting, everybody's sitting and standing by and hanging out and waiting. But I'm going to put this other phone in Do Not Disturb, and I'm going to put myself in coaching. Okay, so I have put the other, remember there's 2 phones in my setup. I put one of my phones in Do Not Disturb, and then me as the line here in front of me, I put myself in coaching. I am unavailable to take any calls. Now, let's call our main ACD line. And I am on hold. I'm listening to music right now because all of my agents are unavailable. right? My admin phone over there to my right is in Do Not Disturb. And I am test line 12. I am in coaching. I am unavailable to take any calls. And what do we have here? We have a call waiting. They've been waiting for about 18 seconds so far. And what do we do over here? We make a second call. I have a third phone in front of me, and I'm calling in again. So here in just a second, we should now also see that there are 2 calls waiting in the queue. Sometimes it takes a second. Yeah, okay. I hear the music on hold on my other phone, so just making sure. Once again, remember, this is what each individual agent that's going to be signed into any or all queues is going to see. Oh, it's only one because they timed out. So let's answer. Let's take ourselves out of coaching, put ourselves in available. And here we are. We are now answering a phone call. Incoming call. Here's my caller ID information. Let's go ahead and answer it. All right, we're on a phone call. I answered. I am in a call. I am in an unavailable state because I'm in a call right now, of course. Thankfully, our call queue cleared out. I answered the call that was there, and there's no other calls waiting, so that's good. Now, we're done with our phone call. I am the agent. Thank you, customer. Please come again, and I'm going to go ahead and hang up. As soon as I hang up, you can see that my status has changed to wrap up and for which queue. You can also see that I have my wrap up timer over here. Now, let's say that I am done. I'm the agent. I have done what I need to do in my wrap up. I am ready to take another phone call. I can either wait for the time to expire, or I can manually go push myself back into available. When I push myself manually back into available, there we are with our disposition code. What kind of call did I just handle? Let's say that that was an insurance call. Hit OK. I am out of wrap up, back and available, and I have successfully classified that call as a disposition with the disposition code as an insurance call. So as an agent, I was able to take myself out of whatever queue, whatever status I was in, put myself back and available. Here comes another phone call right now. Here comes Smudge. Incoming phone call right now. Incoming call. My physical phone is ringing next to me, and my agent page in front of me is letting me know that I have an incoming call. Let's go ahead and answer it. Once you answer the phone call as an agent, it takes a second. There you go. See, our screen is now resolved. It's letting me know that I'm in an active call. I am in an unavailable state. I can't take another phone call through this queue. And here we go again. Let's go ahead and hang up. Let's call. This is a quick phone call. Let's say that was a wrong number. All right. There's nothing to wrap up here. That was a wrong number. Very good. And as mentioned, let's say that I'm on call tonight. So I'm out of the main hunt group. I'm going to log out of the main hunt group. And I'm going to log into the emergency line. Now I can take calls from the emergency line. And I'm going to call it. Nope, I'm not going to call it because I don't remember what phone number that was. Horrible. But if the emergency line were to ring right now, it's the same thing. You're going to show the incoming call information, and it's going to show you what queue it's calling, what queue that call is coming in from. We do not have any callers waiting on either one of my queues right now. My on-call shift is over. I am done. And as soon as you log out of all subsequent queues, it also logs you out entirely. Right? See that? So let's log back into one of them. It puts me in available. And let's log out of all of our queues, and it logs me out, master log out, if you may. You could also do the same up here. You could just come down here. Nope, there used to be a log out button here, so you have to log out by each queue. Bam, logged out. Look at that. So this is the page for each admin. Whereas you can see they can log in and out of each queue individually. They can see live call metrics for each queue individually. When they receive an incoming call, they will see the incoming caller ID information and for which queue that call was coming in for. So let's log back into the main hunt group and call again, and we'll be able to see that call is coming in for the mainline ACD. If this was an emergency line call, it would pop up here saying that that's coming in from the emergency line. So we'll go ahead and answer. Your reps are going to take a little practice with this. Once this becomes kind of a third arm for themselves, it'll be very natural. I'm showing you a lot of features here on the Agent Portal page, but honestly, it's fairly sparse and easy to work. So I'm going to hang up this phone call, and bam, just like that, I'm now in a wrap up. I'm done. Put myself back into available, and classify my call with a disposition code. Let's say that was a dispute call, and we're done. Click OK. I'm back into available. When I'm done with my shift for the day, log out. The system recognizes that I'm logged out of all queues, and I'm done for the day. So that was Agent Portal. Yeah, I'm back on the main for just this COM portal. So for admins, we went through how you can look at all of your queues, summary pages, download an Excel CSV file. You can tap into your agent's calls live. You can change global settings for how you want your queues to work, setting wrap-up time, adding statuses for your agents to put themselves into, adding disposition codes for how your agents are going to classify each call, the 18 different graphical reports that you can pull as a one-off or you can schedule. And then we also, as you just saw right now, we went into the agent portal that each of your individual agents can utilize during their day. Now, of course, this is going to take up a screen. So I don't know if each of your agents have multiple screens. You know, they can slide this and put it off to one of their screens on the side or so on, or just leave it off to the, like I just did right now with Windows, putting it off to like a corner. You can block this up into fours. Yeah, something like that. But they're definitely going to want to have this live on one of their screens at any given time so that they can see the information. They can log in and out of queues. They can look at the call statuses, call metrics, and they can change their statuses at any given time. So they're definitely going to want to have this up on a screen somewhere as an individual agent. And subsequently, you as the supervisor can have that supervisor dashboard page up at any given time. Maybe you have a extra TV screen in your admin office, and you sling that supervisor dashboard main summary page and just leave that up on that main screen all day, right? And you could look up at any given time and see how your queues are doing. Do you need to, you have 7 calls waiting in the queue. You can run over to that section of the office, go, hey, what's going on? Send some messages and try to get your people back on track. So within the supervisor dashboard side and within the agent portal side, you have plenty of control as how you want to run and how you need to run your call center environment. If there's any questions that you have further from this, anything that we didn't go over that you feel like you need a little bit more information on, please send us an email, and we would be more than happy to assist and do a one-on-one Zoom or Teams call with you and your team. If you have any agents that have any more specific questions, we're also happy to do that as well. We're happy to facilitate any kind of further meetings for you and your team as necessary. And thank you for coming, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.